You are being programmed.
This video will combine all my research so far on Rome and the Vatican. Colosseum even had mock war games with ships. Fibonacci sequence or a serpent. The Bible mentions that the beast will rise from the sea. Could that be the Holy See? It also talks of the dragon that gives it its power and authority. Vatican means divining serpent. Apep Apophis, ancient Egyptian demon of chaos. Right guys, I found this in an old video. A lot of you have seen it before, and we know the Vatican is known as a divine serpent. Well, one of the most famous serpents of Egypt and the gods was Apophis, but Apophis went by another name, and it went by Apep. Now let's anagram that. Now we have Apep, Appe, or Pape. Now what's funny is Pape means father, so you can quite see where I'm coming from here. The Pope, and I'm going to show you a little clip coming up, the Pope is known as the Father. And the Father is an anagram, Pape, for Apep the serpent. No coincidences anymore, that's what everyone keeps telling me. So guys, we have Apep, the anagram of that is Pape, which means father. The Pope is known as the Father, and here we have it. The word Pope derives from the Greek, and I can't pronounce that for obvious reasons, meaning father. In the early centuries of Christianity, this title was applied, especially in the East, to all bishops and other senior clergy, and later became reserved in the West to the Bishop of Rome, the Pope, the Pontiff, a reservation made official only in the 11th century. Now guys, you've watched enough of my stuff to know who the first Pope was, and we know that was Janus, and we know Janus's favourite number is 11. Are you telling me they reserved that title only in the 11th century, his number, as a ritual? I've just blown away, because you can see it quite clearly on the screen. And Janus's other name is Janus Pater, means Janus father. There we go, guys. It's even named after him. Like Apep, Janus is known as Chaos. This is St. Peter, Pater, Father Square. And here you go, you have a chaos symbol, and it just fits perfectly into it, just alluding to the fact it's one and the same. Ye shall make no idols, nor graven image. This is Pachamama, and if humanity mistreated the land, the Incas basically described her as a dragon beneath their mountains that would shake, causing earthquakes as a reminder to honour her. And this is in the Vatican gardens, by the way. That's why I'm showing it to you. Neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land. Or to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God. The reason I'm showing this is because they're bowing down to what they perceive as a false idol in the Vatican gardens. In December 1495, the Tiber River flooded the city of Rome. And when the water finally receded, a rumour began to circulate that a grotesque monstrosity had been discovered, in the muddy waters, what was left. And the monster that they found was labelled, and it later become to be known as the Purple Ass. And here's just a depiction now. Crazy, isn't it? And this is just what was found. Whether it's true or not, I just don't know. But because I'm talking about the serpent, I just found it uncannily that they named it the Purple Ass. Since the time of the Protestant Reformation, they claim Revelation 13:18 refers to the Pope as the enemy of the true faith. His title, they say, is Vicarius Filii Dei, or Deo, Vicar, the Son of God. And by using the value of the Roman numerals, the sum of those letters in that title equate to 666. And you can see an example just on your screen now of the letters Roman numerals equating to numbers, and it basically equates to 666. So that is what the Protestants and the Adventists equate to, saying basically his title relates to the mark of the beast. The Catholic Church deny these claims. They state that Vicarius Filii Deo is not the Pope's title. It is never used in any official church document. His title is Vicar of Christ, Vicarius Christi. The church go on to say, this false identification of the beast in Revelation 13:18 with the Pope has often been made in Seventh-day Adventist literature. The church states if they use the same numbering scheme for founder of the Adventists, Ellen Gould White, that it would basically equate to 666 too. So I've talked about the serpent already today and just mentioned Revelation. Is this a coincidence about Revelation? And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Revelation 12:17. And as you can see, 12:17 adds to 11, Janus's number. Are they one and the same, or is it just a coincidence? I'll leave that up for you guys. So, a mention of a dragon, I put into gematria. Janus is the dragon. We got 1, 3, 2, 5. 1 add 3, add 2, add 5 equals, you got it, 11. Vicarius Filii Deo, or Dei. Again, 1163, all adds up to 11. So it was just intriguing me this, and obviously I've put in Janus is the beast, got 173, which equates to 11 again. So as you can see, the names that they're using in the last clip were obviously the serpent, dragon, and Janus, and the beast is all of them. All equates to his number 11. And also before that, I mentioned Janus Pater, Janus the father. Even that equates to 11. So come on guys, whatever you think, I just think there's too much coincidence now to ignore this. So, water is life, and it's integral to a town's survival, a city's survival. No different now than it is in antiquity. Now, what do you think I'm going to say about aqueducts? Well, you know I've just started. So the capital in Rome alone had 11 aqueduct systems supplying fresh water from sources as far as 92 kilometres away. Even they mentioned the 92. That 9 and 2 equates to 11. So there's 11 aqueducts and a source from up to 11 away, 92 kilometres away. It can't be a coincidence, but it is intriguing to see and find all these 11s that we're finding today. The Lateran Treaty was an agreement signed by the Vatican and then King of Italy, King Victor Emmanuel III. The treaty recognised the Vatican City as an independent state under the sovereignty of the Holy See. Vatican's 100th birthday is in 2029, and that's when I believe the next big thing will happen. Mussolini, the king's representative, signed on, yeah, you guessed it, the 11th. Just a coincidence that, guys. The date was the 11th of February 1929. The Pope was Pius the 11th. Another 11. Just a coincidence. And we'll round this bit up with, yep, the Lateran Treaty in Gematria adds to 11. 1046, 1 add 4, add 6 equals 11. So the Lateran Treaty equates to 11. That's Janus's number. It was signed by the king, who had 11 in his title. It was signed by the Pope, who had 11 in his title. And people were screaming at screen, don't say it, there's no such thing as a coincidence. Right guys, have you ever heard of the Second Vatican Council? Me neither. So we're not alone. The Second Ecumenical Council of the Vatican, commonly known as the Second Vatican Council or Vatican II, looks like 11, doesn't it? It was set up to complete unfinished tasks of the Vatican First Council and ecumenical outreach to address needs of the modern world. Have a guess when it started. You got it. Its opening was in Rome on the 11th of October 1962. So as we know, Gematria doesn't allow numbers, so put Vatican II in. And lo and behold, the Vatican II, which is obviously 11, equates to 128, 1 add 2 add 8 equals 11. So the Second Vatican Council started on the 11th. The 2 in Roman numerals looks like 11. You just can't make it this up, can you? So when we think of the Vatican, obviously the papal keys, the holy keys, the Holy See keys come to mind. They do, don't they? The silver and the gold, the heavenly keys. Well, there's gold represents spiritual power, the silver, the worldly keys, and obviously the red string or rope or the cord is the papal bloodlines. We all know this. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to put AU, AG, which are gold and silver, the periodic table numbers and letters. I'll put that into Gematria, see what I get. And I couldn't believe it, I was shocked. 209, 2 add 9 equals 11. So silver and gold together equate to 11. Now look at these purple keys here. I've done it in black so it's a lot easier to follow. What number do they look like? Well, for me, each key represents 1. So 2 keys together represent, yes, you got it, 11. Just blown my mind. And a few weeks ago in the video, I was showing you how 11 together, if you move them around, represent the cross. Surely it can't be a coincidence that all these numbers, number 11, equate to Janus, the Vatican, and everything I'm talking about. I'm just shocked, guys. It's like, wow. What I'm going to show you now just adds to the mystery and the intrigue for me. It's crazy. So you heard me talking about this briefly in the last clip.
Urbs eterna.
Urbs eterna. And basically it means
eternal city.
Eternal city. That is another name for Rome, the eternal city. So obviously I'm talking about how the crown needs to keep going under a different name, which is Rome. But obviously, when the so-called got destroyed, some people believe it didn't exist, and people are entitled to their opinion. But Rome keep going. You can call it from Mesopotamia. You can call, you know, so it comes under many, many, many names. But basically, it's a crown. It's what's behind it, and this is why I'm showing you all this. So it's eternal city, urbs eterna, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to anagram urbs eterna. I'm going to anagram that.
Urbs eterna.
Right, and look what I get. So you can see anagram to solve, urbs eterna, and you get 3 answers. But that one just blew me away. Subterranean is an anagram for the eternal city. And just for people who do not know,
subterranean.
Subterranean. Existing, occurring, or done under the Earth's surface. So I'm talking about the hiding behind a name, which they are. We've shown you all this. Agenda 21, the crown, everything, the hiding. And then underneath, secret, concealed. And then obviously the description is the subterranean world of the behind the scenes. And they've just used television power brokers. So I'm talking about a secret, concealed, hidden organisation known as the Crown, hiding behind UN, United Nations, whatever. You can call them different things, but we know them as the Crown Corporation. And it comes from Rome, and the Latin word for Rome, urbs eterna, meaning the eternal city. Tell me that is not a wow, because, you know, they hide stuff in words, and that to me says a lot. It's a secret hidden underneath, and I'm talking about the hidden part of Rome, the Crown Corporation. Just wow. And just because I've been talking about the eternal city,
Eternal.
I just thought I'd show people basically what they're saying that means. Lasting or existing forever, without end. And or the truth or the value, or question the truth, whatever they believe Rome was, or the crown behind it is, their values. They want to keep that going forever. Remember, all roads lead to Rome is a saying that I was brought up with. Now you see more and more of this. It's the Agenda 21. Their values just want to last forever, so they're trying to bring them all in. So I just thought I'd share this little bit on Eternal with you. So, I've just been talking about the eternal city, urbs eterna, and here's an aerial shot of the Vatican. And do you see what I see? Most of you will go, yeah, I can see it straight away. But obviously people have not researched different things. So I'll give you a few seconds and I'll highlight it for you. And what you'll see is this. The eternal city, and obviously the complex, the Vatican, etc. makes up a key. I know it's badly drawn, but what do you want me to do? So this is all intriguing me now. Urbs eterna, the eternal city, the Vatican. Now when you type in eternal city, you'll get a highlight of another place that's called eternal city. So I wanted to have a quick look at this. So obviously there's another place called eternal city, and it's in Japan. And to be more specific, it's called Kyoto or Kyoto. Now this is the cultural capital of Japan too, so it's significant. Now, the city of Kyoto, Japan, specifically the historical Heian-kyo, dubbed Yorozu no Maya, the Eternal City. So the old one, the ancient, was called the Eternal City. And just look at it. Do you see what I see? Here is a model of the historical Heian-kyo, and it looks like a circuit board. It's crazy, isn't it, how it's set up? And you'll just see a few pictures that I've clumped together to actually show you just how circuit body it is. But it gets worse, or good, whatever you look at it. Here is a map, an old map of Heian-kyo, and it looks like a blueprint for a circuit board. It's crazy, isn't it? It's just so like in your face. But you might think, well, why is he showing me circuit boards and Kyoto? What's that got to do with the Eternal City and the Vatican? Well, here it is. This is a kofun, and it's a burial mound. You have them all over Japan, but just have a look at it. So this is what's left, and it's all megalith stones. And you might be thinking, yeah, it's cool, Paul, but what's it got to do with the Vatican, the key, and the Eternal City? So remember, this place was known as the Eternal City, and you're seeing what's left of a kofun. But this is the shape it made. Now you see it, don't you? Yep, it's a key. So the two places is called the Eternal City. Both. One is a key and the other is a keyhole, you could say. Now, like I said, Japan has a lot of them, and here's a few that I've just, quickly got. So it's intriguing me, this. And we're talking about two places called Eternal City. One is a key, and one is a keyhole. And these are all over Japan. So it's you might say, well, yeah, Paul, it's all over Japan. But it's still a wow, isn't it, guys? I mean, that is the cultural capital of Japan, Kyoto. So it's significant, but there's more. And this is when it all starts connecting together, and you're like, no way. And like I said, there may be some coincidences. And this is Tenryujai Temple, otherwise known as, and again, this is a temple in Kyoto, and it's known as the Great Temple of the Heavenly Dragon. Dragon, isn't the Vatican the divine serpent? Very, very, very similar. Both a key and a keyhole. And here's just a few pictures of the temple. It's just mind-blowing, isn't it, when you put these connections to it. Two places called the Eternal City. One is a key, one is a keyhole. Is there anything to it? Is it portals? Who knows? But guys, it's just wow, isn't it? It is for me personally. That doesn't say much of my character, but I get excited by researching, as you guys well know. Now this is the location as well. Kyoto is home to the Shutendoji, one of Japan's most famous demons. Look at it. What does it look like? So again, more serpent, dragon, lynx. And to round this little bit off, so why is he talking about Japan? What is not far from Kyoto? And it's obviously, there's two. Obviously, supposedly opposite sides of the planet. You have the Bermuda Triangle, and you have the what? The Dragon Triangle. Could be something in it that there is a key, a keyhole, and the Dragon Triangle is not too far. Right, guys? So we've seen images of these banded round for years. The pine cone. In regard to, yep, it represents the pineal gland. The Eye of Horus, the Wadjet, the Eye of Wadjet, and so many things like this. But as you can see at the bottom view, the Vatican has a huge pine cone, flanked by two peacocks. So we've all seen these images over the years, haven't we? Yes, pine cone. The Vatican's got the pineal gland in the courtyard, the Vatican pine cone courtyard. Well, and we also find and see people talking about we have to activate our pineal gland. It's true, don't we? Our third eye. Well, what connects all this, what you're talking about, is none other than Janus. Janus. As you can read here, in occultism, the pineal gland is regarded as a link between the objective and the subjective states of consciousness. or in exoteric terminology, the visible and visible worlds of nature. In the religions of the Latins, it was therefore referred to as Janus, the two-faced god and keeper of the gates of sanctuary. This divinity was archetype or antitype of Saint Peter, who succeeded him as the warder of the heavenly portals and who carries the two keys of office, one to the golden mystery of the spirit and the other to the silver mystery of the body. So you can see the significance of pine cones and the pineal gland. And Janus is the occult name for it. That just blows my mind every time I see that, because we see a lot of people talking about that, don't we? And it's Janus. Look at the Pinecone Courtyard. An extension to the Vatican Library was dug beneath the Pinecone Courtyard, inaugurated by John Paul II. Oh, looks like 11. It is a veritable anti-nuclear bunker built entirely in reinforced concrete on 2 floors. 2, 1 and 1 is 11. Altogether, the extension measures 31,000 square metres and contains no fewer than 43 kilometres of shelves. Let's add them 2 last numbers up. 3 add 1 for 31,000 is 4. Add 4 is 8. And the 3 is 11. So even the statistics of the new Pinecone Courtyard reinforced Vatican Library add up to 11, and it's on 2 floors. It's that plain, and it's in your face. So the pineal gland is Janus, and his number is 11. So is it a coincidence that the pineal gland has 11 letters? Let that sink in. So obviously in the Vatican we have the pine cone. Now you know the significance of that now in regard to Janus. Obviously there's 2 peacocks there too. But Rome is split into districts, and at the heart of Rome is the pine cone. There is actually a district called Pignarione, the pine cone district. And it's funny how it's number 9, the district, and the mirror of that is at 11. It just wants to get everywhere, doesn't it? And here's a map showing you the Pigna district, right at the heart of Rome. And there is the crest. So it's just interesting, isn't it? Obviously the link with Pinecone and the pineal, but also at the heart of the Pigna district is this. So within the heart of Rome, the Pinecone is the Pantheon. A temple for the gods of gods. That's what it was made for. Designed to replicate the Pinecone, the pineal and consciousness. And originally the Pantheon had copper plates outside, so originally it did look like a pine cone, the same colour. So that's an intriguing bit, but also it represents something else too. You've heard me mention it a long time ago. It's the Godhead. It's the circumpunct, and in ancient times, when you see the symbol of the circle with a dot in it, it's called the Godhead. It represents the portal of creation, the portal of light, the infinite tunnel, and a source in which all aspects of. So as you can see, the circle was a symbolic and literal interpretation of the infinite all. Who's the god of ports? Who's the god of doorways, portals, etc., etc. You can see my point here. In Masonic, they have the 2 St. Johns and also the circumpunct with the 11. So you can see how significant the circumpunct is. It's the rabbit hole itself. It's knowledge. It's what connects us. Now, take a look at the Pantheon from above. And we have a nice image here. Let's put the circumpunct over the top. And there you have it, guys. From above, the Godhead. Now, you remember the district sign? Rione, number 9, Pigna, the Pigna Rione district. It even has it on there, and we never noticed. And as you can see, I'll just put it down there and you can see. So it's intriguing, this, and it's mind-blowing. That's just me personally. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. This is Tiber Island. It's not too far from Vatican. It's on obviously the Tiber. There's different stories of how this became. One is that it was just silt, sedimentary silt, and they dumped rubbish on it, etc., etc., and it became an island, and they built on it. Another one is that Asclepius came for a pandemic. He answered a call, came up on his ship on the Tiber. The snake off his staff jumped off. Where it hit the water, they built an island in his honour. The other folklore story is that obviously Janus is also known as Noah, and where he docked or hit aground in his ship, they made an island to him. And I'll show you a little bit of evidence for both, which is intriguing, and it's just mind blowing. If you actually want to watch the long video, please go to Odyssey under the Black Sheep Researcher. Look for the video called The Island of the Gods. It could go into it more detail, and it'll show you a lot more that I'm included in this. Right, guys, thank you. I'm sorry this is a bit fuzzy, but I had to blow it up so you could actually just see what I was talking about. So this talks about how Noah's Ark in the Old Testament, the ship on ancient coins of Janus, was held by Christians to foreshadow the symbolic ship of the Christian church. And Janus, Noah's choice to settle opposite Rome on the left bank of the Tiber, prefigured St. Peter's association with the Vatican. Now I'll put an image of Google Maps, and I'll show you, and I'll highlight the Vatican. And I'll highlight, you can just about see it at the bottom, Tiber Island. And obviously they're quite close. They're not like bang on opposite, but you can see my point, whereas I believe it's obviously for this. And obviously I'll carry on now, and it's talking about because Janus was the first Pontifex Maximus. He was also in effect the first Pope, and Peter is his successor. Peter's keys preserve Janus' Noah's ancient association with doors. So you can see why I'm leaning towards this. Because obviously people have been talking about how Janus as Noah parked his ship near the Vatican, and lo and behold we have a Tiber Island. Right, guys? And also I'll just read out this little snippet about Noah, Italy and the Sea Peoples. In his Original della Lingua Fiorentina, originally published in 1549, Pier Francesco Giambolari makes an astonishing claim that the language of Dante takes its origin from Hebrew, brought to Italy by Noah, the inventor of wine, who is known as Janus, settled and died there. So that was just a little snippet I wanted to show you to go with the other snippet, just to put my claim that this is where Noah, aka Janus' ship stood. So here's Tiber Island. It's supported, well, you can get across by using the two most ancient bridges in Rome, the Ponte Cestio and the Ponte Fabricio. But you can just see some of the remnants of how it was actually designed to look like a ship in the rock. And this is where you can actually see the rod of Asclepius in the images. I'll zoom in right now for you so you can actually see. And there you go. And here's some old engraving images and models of how it would have looked. And you can quite see it's intriguing and fascinating how it was actually built like a ship. And obviously those two myth laws about Janus and also Asclepius. Now here's the two bridges. I think this is one of the old ones that was destroyed too. But obviously the two other bridges that are still there I've just mentioned. And what's intriguing is these two old bridges that go to the island. One has a certain someone that we've become to know through my research. Yep, they have Janus. One of the oldest Janus statues in Rome is on the island bridge. Now, is there something in that? I think there is, but I'll leave that up to you. Ovidus, a Roman poet, called May mentis Maevis, which is derived from Maores, meaning the ancestors. So these ancestors are called Lemures, spirits of the dead, who died young, a violent death, or without funeral rites. So the paterfamilias, the father of the family, would do a ritual, and this is the ritual. So the head of the household would, in the middle of the night, I'll put good guesses on that it would be in the witching hour, but obviously there's no facts for this. In the middle of the night, perform a ritual to appease and banish the dead ancestors. He would walk barefoot, or shoes without no knots. Knots sounds like speed in water, knots. and he would walk around. He would then gesture using the mano fico, which is a fig hand, and I'll show some examples in this now. And it was used against the evil eye, but modern society is using it now as a fuck you sign. So after washing his hands with spring water, he would then avert his head or his face while throwing black beans. At this time he would utter the following charm or the chant 9 times. I cast these beans, and by doing so I redeem my family and myself and my family. He then washes his hands again. He then strikes some bronze pans. Once the spirits have collected their offerings, which are the black beans, it is time to ask them to leave. This is done by saying, "Spirits of the ancestors, get out," and he does this 9 times. Then he would turn his head back around and the ritual is completed. So here's the wow bit for me, the 33. Now, like I always say, it's up to your interpretation, your perspective. You might not see this, you might not agree with it, and that's cool, because this is just what it's all about. But look at the dates. You have 9, you have 11 and 13. That adds to 33. Tell me that's not in your face. And we're talking about this festival. You're seeing the connections now with this festival all around the world. Its implications to Lemuria, and people say that is where we all came from. So if you wanted to make 33 a significant number in Freemasonry, this is what you would do. 9, 11 and 33. That's the festival date in Rome. 9, as you've seen from a previous video, is human immortality. 11 is the pillars, the Freemasonry pillars, Jachin and Boaz, but it's also a gateway. It's Janus's favourite number. It's 11. And 13, Friday the 13th, when so-called all the Templars got executed. Now can you see my point is 33 becomes such a number. First 2 letters, 9/11. We know what happened then. And the day they allowed the skies back open so the planes could fly was the 13th. 9, 11 and 13. Is that a coincidence? I'll leave that up to you. I believe I found what is behind the number 21. Obviously, agenda 21, the 30. I believe I found what is 21, and it's absolutely blew my mind. I've talked so far how all roads lead to Rome. I've showed the UN, NATO, all I have the crown. The crown corporation is behind Rome. All roads lead to Rome. Here you can see the crown, especially the Senate and the people logo with the eagle on, and they'll tell you agenda 21, it's all about the 21st century, and I'll put something on the screen for that. But remember, it's 21. Numbers mean something, so they've put the numbers in the title for something. And yes, I've talked about it, it's a timeline, it's a period, it's a transition from 21 to 30, but something special to them happened on the 21st, and now I'm going to reveal what it actually is. So here we have it, guys. What's behind all this? The crown. I've showed all the Rome. Now we know Rome was founded by Romulus and Remus. Romulus killed Remus, and on the side he created Rome. And the accepted date, the founding of Rome, was on April the 21st. And guys, let's ignore this. This is just Romulus shaking hands with Janus. We'll ignore that. But guys, the founding of Rome, I'm talking about all roads lead to Rome, and the founding of Rome is 21st of April. How much of a wow is that now, knowing what I've just gone through, showing the Roman crown, Novell, everything so far, and the founding of that place I've linked it to, all roads lead to Rome, is on the 21st of April. That to me is just wow. I'll show you this old article. It's by the Palestine Post, and it's showing you the partition approved by the United Nations. Remember, the Roman wreath, the crown, and it was partitioned in 1947, and that's when it was established as a Jewish state. 1947 equates to, yes, you got it, 21. 21 is the birthday founding of Rome, and the god and festival that day was Pales. But just look at the voting now. 2/3, 33 voted yes, 13 no, 10 abstained. And as you know, the plan of the partition was done in 1947. I said it's 21, as you know, and here is just a quick map showing you that. But guys, not only is that a wow being the 21 on the Rome's founding day, but Palestine is named after Pales. Yeah, you got it. Palestine is named after Pales, the Roman goddess and god. Right guys, I'm showing this because this one of the things that's wowed me. I'm not going to read it all out because it's talking about different things in general, but it's talking about here the land of Pales, an overview of ancient Palestine, and introduction and all that. But I just wanted to get to the name to show you. So the name Palestine is thought to derive from either the word plesheth, meaning root palash, and edible concoction carried by migratory tribes which came to symbolize nomadic peoples, or as a Greek designation for the nomadic Philistines. But the author Tom Robbins has suggested the term Palestine originates from the ancient androgynous god Pales, who was worshipped in the region of Canaan. If this is so, then Palestine means land of Pales. Isn't that a wow if it's the case? Because he does say there's no proof of this. But, you know, when I saw this, I went, wow. Wow. Because we know about this region, and this is associated with the Pales, the founding of Rome. It is wow. It has established that there was an androgynous deity named Pales, referred to so in text as both a god and goddess, who was recognised by the Romans as the patron deity of shepherds and sheep, and whose festival was celebrated on the 21st of April and the 7th of July in Rome, in the area of Palatine Hill. Palestine. Not much, is it? There is, however, no documentation from ancient times linking this deity to the region of Palestine, apart from being worshipped in that area. The name derives from the Greek for the land of the Philistines. That is what is accepted, you know, what people are talking about. So I just thought that was interesting that other people are talking about Palestine being named land of the Pales from the androgynous Roman deity named Pales. I thought that was too much not to show you guys. Remember in my Babel Effect video, the Pope changed the calendar and we lost 11 days out of September. I think it was in 1752. 11 days, I know. But before that, again, another Roman emperor, I think it was Numa Pompilius, credited with adding January at the beginning and February at the end of the calendar. So he was a guy originally, and that was in 452 BC. That's another 11. 4 add 5 add 2 equals 11. Come on guys, that's twice they've changed the calendar, and both times the numbers have been included 11. There's got to be something in that. Well, we know it's Janus's number. All roads lead to Rome.
Yeah, they call me the black sheep. You know they call me the black sheep.
Hello and welcome. Right guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. It's an eye-opener. I've really enjoyed making it. It's took a lot out of me in the sense of I feel like I've been on it forever. It's not as simple of me putting together all my research together. I actually had to make it all afresh because my old stuff, I know some of you love it. I just, you know, when you move on and you better yourself and you can edit better and you can do this. I just thought, oh God, I can't put that out now. I can't. I've got some type of image to uphold. So, what can I say? Firstly, thank you again for joining me again for the premiere. The support is truly, you know, appreciated, and it's humbling. Thank you for making people feel welcome who are newcomers. That is, to me, is better than anything. Like I always say, please, if you want to talk to me on a day-to-day basis, you want to see what things go through my head, memes and all that, please join Twitter if you're on Twitter, and it's just What the Flock TV. Can't be any simple, it's the name. It's the name of the channel. And, you know, we can, you know, see things on there that I don't put into videos, because there's a lot of things I talk about on a day-to-day basis that, you know, I don't want to put sometimes into a video. So join me on there. So firstly as well, do that if you can. Secondly, thumbs up. It just shows me like you're enjoying the content. Comment, share, like and subscribe. Like I said, we've been going for a few months now since the old channel, the Black Sheep Researcher, got took down, and we've lost a lot of the flockers, and I just want to get all those people back to making us as good, or if not better, than we was. And I can't do it without your support of you guys, you know what I mean? Tell people that you used to recognise in the chat, you know, Paul's moved. Because a lot of people are now saying that, thank God they found me, like, type of thing. And it's, you know, even though I'm making a video, people don't get notifications. I don't see notifications myself when people comment. So all these videos that I do, I have to scroll through them all. And then again, you see a comment, you click on it, and it disappears. It doesn't even appear on the computer. Right. So, on with the topic. Now, can I remember the title? I've changed it about 4 or 5 times. It's about Rome, the Vatican, the Eternal City, Janus, Japan, 11 oh my, or something like that. The Beast, Janus, Japan, oh my. See, I had to change it a few times because I was mentioning 11 a few times. I did get carried away a little bit, but it is in a sense of the more I was researching for the video, the more I was finding it. And we've all been there, we're researching and we make content. If you don't have content, you know, you find it, you post them on your media's outlets. And you're like, do I tell people that because I've just told them that? And if I tell them another of that and another of that, they might get bored. So that is the predicament. I've left a lot of content out because there's a lot of information in this video. I have to, when I'm editing, I have to watch it back, and then I still miss things. But it's just mind blowing, the stuff of information I've put in it, and we have to all acknowledge the fact that this is my truth, in the sense of when I'm researching. Yes, I'm a bit different to most researchers, in the sense of I try and look objectively at topics, and I put things that go against my theory in the videos. But still, I have my own truth, because, let me just find it. I always like talking about it, don't I? But people still, like, just don't get it. In the sense of, there'll be people now ready typing or criticising about what's in the video. Oh no, that is not. It is this, and it is this. And you're like, yeah, we've got your information from. Oh, well, I got it from a book. I got it from the internet, and that's where I got mine from. So that is the point. People just don't understand. The truth is personal. So is research. There you go. The truth. I don't know how it'll appear on this if it's back to front, but TRUTH. The common denominator between everything is you. And when we research, sometimes we fall in a rut. And that is very hard for me, because when I'm doing videos, I don't want to talk too much about Janus or this and this, because I don't want to get stereotyped of, it's just that. He only researches just that. He only does this. When in fact, you look at me videos, and there's loads on it. I mean, for people who's new, please, I don't know how it appears to you, but to me, I've put everything in segments and in categories. Check me all the content out. I've got a hell of a lot more on my Odyssey that I have to re-edit and put up onto this channel. So go to the Odyssey, and under there is the Black Sheep Researcher. And there's some videos that you say, oh, same title, but you'll see the video on this channel is a lot different. And it's not the case of I've edited it stuff out. The stuff I've took out is in the sense of I've asked people for 10-second clips. They've said yes, and I can't remember the channel. And it's like, I don't want to get hit up for this or this because they won't remember the new name and the hassle. Oh, what will you do? Give me this. Oh, yeah, right, we'll stop. You know what I mean? So it just stops that hassle. And plus, I'm editing a bit better and I can talk a bit better. So, this is a trap that we have to not fall into in the community is don't disrespect anyone else's work. I don't do it. And 99% of the people on this channel don't do it. But there is a few who think they know it alls. Oh, well, it's this, and it's this. It's a load of bollocks. History is one big lie. But it's someone's lie. It's someone else's lie. It's someone else's lie. It's someone else's history. History. It's all pieces of paper in a book that someone's written. If I can find something that says Janus is this, and you find something else that says no, it's not, it's this, who is the correct person? You or me? The yellow book or the person that's done more research on that topic? Neither. Both are right, both are wrong. It's all about perspective and how you use it. And this is just my perspective on what I see in regard to Rome, or it's known as a Crown Corporation. It just keeps rehashing and changing its name. And this is what this video was about. It was just about getting some of the big segments of my videos, trying to mash it into a video that you guys can actually understand. I think I've done that. You'll obviously let me know in the chat. Let me just, pardon me. You let me know in the chat. So I've got to get back to the stuff for research. Now, I just blown away when you research something and then you find, I mean, I've made videos that I'm talked about in this video and I missed a lot. And when I've gone back to make this video, it's like, Paul, how did you miss that? Because we do. Do you know what I mean? And it's getting to the stage now with this video, I could have kept it going on and on and on. But there's so much in this. And I believe it's wow information, but it's only wow information if you see from my perspective. Some people might just not get it. And they say, well, Janus is only this. Janus is an entity. That's his Roman name. The entity, the force behind that has had many, 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 many names. And that is the beauty of the research. Janus is the key holder. He was the key. For instance, when you're deciphering a code, you'll always need the key. And everything else falls into place. Janus was my key. And that's what helped me unlock and show that what's going on now is all a ritual to him and a part of Agenda 2130, which comes from Rome, because Rome was founded under 21. And obviously, that is just my perspective. I mean, just some of the 11s that I found in regard to gematria and adding it up. And yes, it can be like a bit like paradiola of the number world. You're actually seeing it and you want to make it. You try and find something that adds to 11. You'll find the number that a lot of things add to and go back to is 9. So to get 11, it's hard doing. And like I said, it wasn't even hard doing because I wasn't looking for it. I just typed in Janus is the dragon, Janus is the beast, Janus is the father, all 11s, and then all the other 11s. The doorway, it represents the doorway. He is the rabbit hole. He is knowledge. He's transitions. He is what you do when you research and the information is going from there to there. The flow. He's not just a god, a basic god of archways I mean, there's so much I didn't even put in this video, like the Holy Door. We're talking about the Vatican. He was the first Pope. Some say it could be Peter, because Peter in Greek is Pater, or that is father in Greek. So you can see where Pater and Pater and Peter can be mixed. It even confuses me. And I always do mistakes, and I'll carry on doing mistakes because I'm human. And it's always so funny because generally people are like, oh, what you do to it? Listen, people will always troll. And I'll be honest, if you troll people, you're not a truther. It's as simple as that, because you don't know how hard it is being in this community ostracised by other people because you see things differently. I see things differently, and I know other truthers see things differently. So why would I object them to what's going on, to more evil, to more negativity? You're not a truther. Simple as that. And I don't give a shit if you be offended, because you shouldn't be trolling other truthers. Yes, there's paid trolls and computer trolls. Obviously, they're algorithms. But if you are a truther and you call yourself a truther and you think yourself a truther, shame on you if you're trolling people. This is just someone's perspective. Do you want everyone to have your perspective, your research? Because who says you're right? I don't say you're right. I don't even say I'm right. Because truth has you in the middle, and it's you. And we all see things differently. So when I'm talking about the Vatican being a crown corporation, there'll be someone who's done 20 odd years researching another topic and say, oh no, you're far from the truth. And like I said to anyone, this is my perspective. When I've looked at information, this is the result of that. What is showed me this. And when you've done your research, doesn't matter if you've done it for 50 years and I've done it for 10 minutes. It's all about perspective. I'm trying to be a good person in the community is you not projecting your truth onto another person's truth and trying to mould them to think like you, because you're just going to get an echo chamber and you're just helping your ego. We all have ego. People always say to me all the time, Paul, why is your subs not through the roof? I don't know why they're not. I'm a genuine guy. I try my best. Sometimes my topics just might not suit people. I could probably put Tartary or Tartaria in front of all my titles and get more and more subs. But I'm just doing what I want to do and what I love to do. And when I've thought, you know what, I want to do a video on the Vatican, because I know I've skirted around it and done little bits and here and the odd video on the Holy Door, a ceremony that Janus is the god of. And they have a special door, they only open X amount of years, and it's in St. Peter's Basilica, and it's St. Peter's door, Pater, Father, Ionis, Pater, Ionis, Father, the keys. You saw all the evidence that I've put in to show you that Janus, who I research, is not insignificant, and it's an intriguing thing. And you will, soon as you start to see what I say, you see more, because as soon as people, oh, I've not heard of Janus before, Paul, and then they've gone out and they've just saw because it's opened the 11th door. Now you can talk about how this realm is, but look at just some of the information that I've put in this. I'm just like, whoa, there's something in that, and sometimes I don't see it. And there's people who watch me who are even smarter than me, and then that is the brilliant, because that's what I learned so much. It might not look bad in YouTube censorship, but I'm like, whoa, really smart dudes and dudettes, whatever you call yourselves. But it's just intriguing me. We have the Vatican looking like a key. You then have, obviously, Rome is known as the Eternal City, and the Vatican is a part of Rome. In a sense, I know it's a separate entity, Vatican City, but you know what I mean, it's still surrounded by Rome, and Rome's the Eternal City, and that's what it was called before they separated, basically, into the different entities. So, I'm researching Eternal City because I wanted a few images. I'm like, no way, there's another Eternal City. And people in comments have always said, Paul, have I ever looked into the co-funds? And I have. I've just never thought, I just didn't want to do a video and talk briefly. I like having a bit of substance, not just really short videos. And until I get like a thing, you know, a beginning, a middle and an end. No, sound like a director. But you know what I mean, for my videos, I might have the ending and the beginning, and I've not got the middle for it flow. So anyway, it just intrigued me, and I thought, I was blown away in the fact that Eternal City, the Vatican, and then the key, the other Eternal City, is in Kyoto in Japan, and they have coffins which are the keyhole. Nah, Paul, there's nothing there, surely. Surely, do you know what I mean? And that's just how you get your mind works, and that's what I love. Do you not get excited when you find something and then you see a pattern and you just want to go and tell people straight away? It's like Christmas as a kid and you're opening you know, that moment. It's you wake up in the morning, you want to go downstairs, do you know what I mean, and you want to open the presents. That is how I feel all the time researching. That's what keeps me coming back. The fact that I can make patterns doesn't necessarily mean it's your pattern, but I make patterns for myself, and people are starting to see the same patterns because we're on similar paths. That's a beautiful thing. Do you know what I mean? And I do recommend people to have a channel because it's good for the mental health too. You don't even have to appear, you can talk. And then you find people who are not you, but like-minded. It's not an echo chamber because I promote people to think differently. But there's ways of doing it. You can think differently and you can argue and being objective. But people know the difference of being I'm a smart ass or I'm trolling or I'm just going to put you down or jealous. Because that's what a lot of people are. People troll you because they're jealous. Why are they jealous? And people will say, no, we're not jealous. Well, why? If I'm insignificant, why do you troll me? Why do you troll you at home who are making content and other big channels and other channels? Because you are insignificant. You've made a point that's triggered the spell in the head. And like I said, normal truthers, proper truthers know every truth is different. It's just seeds. You have to plant a seed, they grow up to become big trees, and each tree is a different breed of tree, a different type of tree. We all have a similar truth. Like I said, we want to get, the photosynthesis to grow. There's a source, but how we grow depends on our surroundings, and that also affects how we research. So we order all them 11s, and like I said, we had them coffins. And then we had the links to the Heavenly Dragon and the circuit board cities. But I was just blown away. And obviously the Dragon link and the Serpent link. But isn't it funny that the Eternal City in both areas, one had a key, one had a keyhole. Are we talking about portals? We're talking about opening up to evil or good? Or was it to control the flow of the energy from source, from Mother Earth? Who knows? But it's just intriguing me that one had a key and one had a keyhole. I was like, no way. And they're the coffins. And then we was actually talking about, see, I'm backward and forwards because my mind, and then jotting down for the notes, is obviously Agenda 21, Agenda 29, Agenda 30. The Vatican's 100th birthday is in that time period, 2029. They've even talked about, is it the asteroid Apophis, 2029, might hit. Apophis, Epep, Pape, Father, Chaos, all the symbols that showed you. Come on, guys. There's something in this crazy noggin. And it just gets you. Isn't it a coincidence that we was brought up to say all roads lead to Rome? And people will say, oh, Romans didn't exist. It's just history. Well, where do we get the information from? That's what I keep telling people. Well, I get it from a book and the internet, but mine's more right because I'm doing it. No, all information is controlled. all information is lies, all information is truth. We are the antennas, and we will basically pick up what resonates with us or what patterns we see. And that is why we need everyone. Because when we all look, we can collaborate and say, well, I think it's this. No, I think it's that, Paul, because of this. I didn't think of that. And then, oh, no. And someone else combines it. So that is the beauty of it. People are not collaborating. People are not talking to each other. People are scared. I've seen videos and I've had emails saying, Paul, this big channel is using your information. I'm not accrediting you. And it will always happen. It'll always happen. And people will do it to other channels. But I'm not bothered. I'm really not. I feel proud that someone's using my information. Yeah, it would be nice if they give you a shout out, but it is what it is. I mean, we all share information from source. You know what I mean? It's a case of synchronicity. I will think of something and I'll think, oh wow, no one's ever said that before. And I'll do a video. Oh, and I good and I found this. And then someone says, yeah, there was about 155,000 videos on it. Do you know what I mean? People haven't heard it maybe on this channel. So it's cool. And I just love sharing my information. It's just how I look at things. Because it's a different perspective. And if people out there will talk better, they'll use more bigger words, they'll be more intellectual. But I'm just me. Do you know what I mean? I'm never going to change. People always say, why do you say sorry and apologise? I don't say it as much because that's just a process of learning from YouTube. You can't please everyone. And there's people out there, it doesn't, even if you did something 100%, they will still troll because they said they're not truthers. But I don't apologise for anything anymore. But it's still hard because I'm a person who wants to make everyone happy. I'm the person who sees something and just wants to talk to someone about that topic. And I'm not bothered. For instance, I have a good friends who talk about space and different things. And if you talk to another truth, or, well, I'm in this community and there's no such thing as space, bang, they've shut themselves down. Because someone said there's no such thing as space, there's no such things as this, there's no such thing as this. How are we going to learn? Do you know what I mean? I just don't get it. Why shut yourself off from another person's perspective? Because that other person's perspective can help feed you and make you grow into something better. Yet people just want to butt heads. So we had that about Japan. I thought that was super cool, super interesting. Another 11 was gold and silver, because you look at the Vatican keys, gold and silver, one for the earth, one for the heavenly gates. And in gematria, it turned to 11. I was just like, whoa. Because Janus, his number is 11. Like I said, it represents... It represents the doorway. Freemasonry have it in the pillars because it's that important. And when something is related to Janus, not all the time, but significantly, it'll use those 11s. I will see the pattern. And I'm not doing my job being a truther and wanting to portray a message if I didn't tell people that. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, dearie me. Maybe I sneeze some brain cells into me. And we won't do that message. You can't make a video and not get any flack. Because people, like I was saying, people just want to do it for ego's sake. Or, well, I follow another channel, he doesn't like you, so I'm going to do that. No brain cells. People can't think for themselves. You know. So that was really intriguing about the gates, the keys, silver and gold. And that becomes 11. Obviously tied together with a red cord, which could be the bloodlines. And then I just had to, I know I always love this because people always talk about in the community, oh, we're going to activate our pineal gland. And you know what I mean, we've seen them people. And well, the occult name, I've not given it. It's what research, and obviously what I've showed you, call it. The pineal gland is Janus. And I always share certain informations with friends who talk to me on a daily basis. And I was like this today, like on other days. Pineal gland, count the letters, count the number them. And you like this yourself, and you say, oh, I'm coming up to 8, or there's loads left. Bang, 11. There has to be something to it. It can't just be the case of coincidence or a fluke that the pineal gland is 11 letters and Janus's number is 11. And in, you can see all the information that I've put into this video on the 11. So scratch back now to me talking about Agenda 21 to 30. I just believe, if you watch my videos, and if you want to catch the other videos, they are in on this What the Flock, and if not, they're on Odyssey at Black Sheep Researcher. But how can the founding of Rome, according to one story, be April the 21st, and the goddess or god, because it was androgynous, called Pales? It's funny how there was another androgynous god, just like Janus, and we're talking about the 21st. Could that be why they say Agenda 21? I know it's the 21st century, but from the videos and other things, you can just see how much that 21 screams out. And the link between Rome and Palestine being the land of Pales, I just thought was another bit of wow information. And it just gets you to think of, what is the end game here? It is like the power, the entity, the Kabbalist, whatever the bloodlines behind that have always been in power, that always control the flow of light, control the flow of information since the dawn of time. Because this is why you get certain families who interbreed through, for the millennia. It's just intriguing, guys, isn't it? Because we're talking about the pineal gland. Roma has a pine cone district. It is number 9, but in Roman numerals that's a mirror and it becomes 11. It's like he's playing with us. The Pantheon was a temple for the god of the gods. Janus is god of gods. I've showed you that in other videos. And it used to have copper outside on the top here to resemble a pine cone. And it's a pine cone district. The pine cone is Janus. Just gets you thinking. And that's what I just love doing. Rightly or wrongly, bad thoughts, whatever thought, naughty thoughts. But we all have them, and don't ever change, guys. I'm not going to change who I am. We're in a time now when we need each other. And if you don't like something I've said, but you agree on a whole, bite your lip, guys. I bite my lip enough when I sometimes read the comments, but sometimes comments are not have the emotion. You don't know if you're laughing, you don't know if you're jesting, because it's in plain black and white. So just bite your lip and enjoy everything else, because we need to stick together. We need to pay it forward. There's people out there, and listen, I'm to blame as well sometimes. Sometimes you always want to leave it to the other truther to do. And if we all have that thought in our heads, nothing's going to change. We just do our bit each day, but pay it forward. Do one good deed. And when you do a good deed, say to that person, listen, the price I want for helping you is you pay it forward. And actually tell that person to do the same. Pay it forward. Pay it forward, guys. We need more of it. Just more of it. So back to this video. You will see a lot of things happening. Obviously, at a certain time in September, where the towers, the 11, happened on 9/11, 9/11. But could it be 2, 9, 10, 11? You have the Festival for Dead in Rome called Lemuria. If you've not seen that video, check it out. Like I said, I put snippets in. So a festival for the dead to get away evil. 9/11/13. The same happened in September that time. 9/11. And the towers, the airwaves, the planes were allowed to come back into the skies on the 13th. Equals 33. So about rituals, and in the community we see it. But when we see things, we see it with our own perspective. So when I see those numbers, I automatically straight to obviously Janus research, because I perceive him as the chief deity. It's because he has the keys between the heavenly realms and the earthly realms. So if they want to go from here to there, A to B, Alpha and the Omega, he's your guy. Or she. He's androgynous, oh God, why didn't I say them words? So that was also more information in it that I've put in. I'm on about Pales, I'm on about the founder in Rome, the 21st, Lemuria Festival, all the 11s that I've put in. God, I was going crazy with those 11s, wasn't I? And when I'm making a video, I always start to make it into one video, and then I have a brainstorm, and then I make it into this video, and then it'll mold itself into this. And that's just how I am. Do you know what I mean? So I could start a video with one title, change it mid, change it near the end, and change it again at the end, because I've put more information than I was expecting. I wasn't expecting to put all the 11s, because I didn't know all the 11s till I researched this, and I was like, no way, let me just check. No, to put it in. People were calling me. So all the stuff I've put in was just intriguing. I talked about in my old video about the Babel effect, about when they changed the calendars. They took 11 days out of September. Originally had more. 11. The Babel effect was for Janus. Yet we only had 10 months in the Roman calendar, and obviously Numa Pompilius brought in 2 more, January and February, made January 1st, Janus's month first. And that was in 452 BC. 4, 5, 2, 4 and 5 is 9, 2 is 11. Could it be coincidence? Why is it everything involving Janus sometimes has an 11 in it? Daw, daw, daw. It's just intriguing, isn't it? And I will hold my head up. I've done an old video on the Vatican being the beast. And in that old video, I was talking about obviously Vicarus Filii Dei and being 666. Now, I'm in a camp of, I just let the information speak for itself. So if you think it's this, or you can't go with the church in this time, or you can't go with the others, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? But I had to put in, I can't be a researcher, talk about, and the Pope, his title is, Vicar of the Holy Father, and in Roman numerals it's 666. And there's people who are talking about it, whether it's right or wrong. I wouldn't be the person who I am to not include that after I found it out, because I like to put both sides in. So one side are saying it's 666, and then obviously other researchers said no, it's not, because it's this, and we actually technically don't call it that. And if we do go off that, well, the leader of that then equates to 666. So that means they're the beast. So I have to put everything in just to show you and make your own mind up whether you do think the Pope is 666, and it could well be, because it could just be damage limitation, because obviously I typed in Janus is the beast, 11, Janus is the father and all that, and Janus is the dragon, and it all came back 11, Janus's number. So I just leave the video to speak for itself, and I know I've gone off on a tangent and different things in the video, but I always do. I don't know why. I always think of one thing and go for another. So you just have to think about all these things in the video and take it not with a pinch of salt as essence, because obviously I do like people to think, you know what, Paul's right here. No, Paul's wrong there, but he was right over there. Just take on board the information, and then when you do your research, hopefully it'll help to eliminate a theory in your head or push you in another point you in another direction. For all those 11s connected to Janus, I can't argue. Now, there's something else I wanted to talk about before I go. Tax was like a form of tribute in Roman times, and we're talking about the Vatican. Now, what about the tax VAT? VAT? Vatican. Could it be that VAT is tribute to the people behind the Vatican? Now, when we brought in the UK, it was called something else, and then is it 1972? The European Union, we want to join her, so we had to change its name to VAT, value added tax, or I think it is. And obviously the EU has the L'Oreal as well as the crown with the stars. Is it just that? I don't know. It's just something I'm banging out there. But I always say to people, please watch my other videos, because sometimes if you're a new subscriber, maybe this might be too much for you, in the sense of too many ideas, or you might be cool. I try and break it down really, really easy, and naturally flow the topic. And I think I've done that. I think it's one of my best. I think it's an eye-opener, just to show you the true power, the true significance behind the Vatican, Rome. And like I said, there's a lot of things that I've not included. And people will message you, you forgot this, you forgot that. Well, I'm not doing a 10-hour video. I want to do a video that you guys go, whoa, I've not heard of that before, and put it together with the stuff that I have not included. Obviously, we're talking about the sense of the myth in regard to Janus being Noah, or you had Asclepius coming up the Tiber in the boats, and Tiber Island became associated with Asclepius because you did see the snake on it. But also, was Asclepius, or was it Janus? Because he has one of the oldest heads, and it's on the bridge, one of the oldest bridges in Rome. And I believe, I'm not quite sure, I've not saw much evidence, I just saw one line somewhere, so until I can get more, they moved it from somewhere to be placed on there too. So it was significant. And just like the pine cone in the pine cone courtyard, that was originally in the old Vatican in St. Peter's Basilica, right near the entrance of St. Peter's. So you see the significance between Peter, Pater, Pater, and obviously the keys. I just wanted to do a video, do you guys proud? Because some of you will have been with me from the beginning and still seen the videos, but you can only recoup a lot of information and some gets lost. That's why sometimes I bring other theories back in and try and mash everything together. You saw the video today about the Vatican. You saw a video about the Eternal City, all the evidence for that, keyhole, the key, Japan, all the essence of dragons and the dragon's triangle. And then you have the beast element. Is the Vatican the beast, or is it actually a microchip? Or if you actually go to 6 neutrons, 6 singing protons, man is the beast. Is it the actions of something that we do the beast? Who knows? Is it the Pope the beast? Because some of the Revelation talks about how the serpent comes out of the sea. Is it the Holy See? Or is it how we perceive? See, I will look at something and see something, and you will look at something and see something. Who is the judge, the judicator, to say, you're right, Paul, you're wrong. Paul, you're right, Paul, you're right, or you're both wrong? There's no one, because all information is like that. It's not a case of I'm saying, damn, the gavel is hit, I'm right. Goodbye. It's never like that. So, have we got anything left? Nope. Oh, that bit about Revelation, where it was 12:17 equals 11. It talks about the serpent is angry, the wrath with the seed of man. This is the seed of the woman. That becoming 11. And obviously the other 11, Revelation, was about the Pope being, you know, the beast. And I just wanted, like I said, I wanted to show you an alternative. So this video was just about getting a lot of my research out there in one nice tidy package. I'll see what you guys think. I believe there's a lot of good information. I'm proud to have made it. And I'm even prouder to and humbled to have you people watching. And hopefully taking on board as much as you can. Or dismiss it. But I always say people don't dismiss anything, because you never know when never know when you're going to need it. So right guys, I'm going. It's been 40 minutes. I didn't even plan on talking this long. But I enjoy this connection. And like I said, I could have put so much different in. But you've got to think about it. The significance of this 11. You can quite see it. It's not my paradiola. You can see it. You can see the Vatican as came from Janus. Even I found in Rome, if you want to go from Romulus and Remus side, there's engravings, because obviously we wasn't there, and we have to take everything for a pinch of salt. But you know, they shook hands with Janus. Was there a race of androgynous people out there, which a lot of people are starting to think of and look into? And obviously you have the Pales link with Palestine and Agenda 21. You have Rome again linked with Lemuria in the sense of 9, 11 and 13, and everything that happens on those days. It's a festival for dead. That's when they do a lot of the stuff. It's just mind-blowing. It really is mind-blowing. And the dogs are barking now, so hopefully I'll talk louder. I don't know why people just let the dogs bark. You know, these dogs, they're part of the family. So there you go, guys. A lot of videos speak for itself, and obviously my thoughts I just jabber on or lose, and then I just will let it be natural. So remember, guys, pay it forward. Always smile, and do one good deed a day. Please like this. Please share it. Come on, there's I put my effort in, and I need your guys' help. I really do. Some people don't like sharing it because they don't want me to get took down again. It is what it is. I'll start again. We know we're in it for the long haul, and we all do our bit. Let's stand together. If you don't like what I say, watch another video. You might like that. If you don't like that, take care, stay safe, and enjoy your battle and your part of your life. But there's no need to troll. No need to troll my friends. No need to troll other channels. You're an adult. Try acting like one. I was brought up with, if I don't like you, I don't waste my energy. You only waste your energy if you are jealous or you actually like the people, because it's like a little school, when you're to a girl, sometimes you're nasty to them because you like them. And that's the sense of this way. If you don't like anyone, you don't feel that if you think they're insignificant, they're actually not. Take care, you go into your journey, and you do something good for the truth. Don't do the stuff. Don't attack other truthers. And you might say, well, what's it got to do with you? Well, that's the attitude that you got, guys. If that's your attitude, you're not a truther. You can do what you want. I don't care. I'm all about the truth. I don't mean my truth is actual God's honest truth. It's not. It's just my perspective, my objective perspective, tainted by the sense of when I research something, I'll see that more because that is like what my go-to topic. But I have so many. We need your support. We need your fights. We need your energy in the battle, because we're at war, and it's only going to get worse if we attack each other and not attack the people who we can expose. Don't be going out there to change people and do this. Try and change yourself, because when you change and you become more, people notice and you can engage people better. So do one good deed, stop being tits. For you negative people out there, if you don't like my videos, don't watch it. Do you know what I mean? Concentrate on your energy, that you know, something for you that matters. And please share it, guys. Please tell people who you watch or recommend, check out my channel, and let's just fight together. Bye, guys.